promise was made, it lingered, but was never forgotten. That is the story behind Remo's latest musical album, Teresa and the Slum. Do it with love, my child. Mother Teresa had then said when Remo had expressed his desire to do an album on her. 27 years later, the album finally sees the light of day. Done with lots of love and care, the album has some unforgettable music and lyrics. Hi, this is Mariadcosta, and you're watching me on My Goa, My India. And today's guest is pop star Remo Fernandes.
Hi everybody, this is Remo Fernandes and you're watching me on the channel My Goa, My India. And this is one of those very rare channels where the interviewee starts by introducing the interviewer. And I'd like to tell you that Mariadcosta is a journalist who first interviewed me when she was 19. She says I was the first celebrity that she interviewed. Her word, not mine, okay? When she was 19, and that she was really nervous about interviewing me, and that I made her even more nervous because of the questions she was asking me at the time. And she never let me forget that. And I have watched her grow from the small town of Kepe in Goa to the heights of Bollywood, where she interviewed the biggest Bollywood stars while she was writing for magazines like Showtime and Stardust and a lot of Magna publications. And during those years, she also interviewed me a few times. And now I watched her return to her small town of Kepe in Goa. And now she started this channel, which I wish her all the very best for.
Remo, thanks a lot for your kind words and this interview.
My pleasure.
Okay, let's start with the interview. Tell me, what made you select the title that you did, Teresa and the Slum?
Yes, I didn't want a very serious and sober sounding title, because although the musical I've written is very, although it sticks very much to the facts in Mother Teresa's life, it's said in music and in a happy way, and the slum bum is a character that I've invented. In fact, he doesn't really exist. I wanted this character to represent the slum. In my mind, he is a mixture of Bollywood and an Indian slum. The slum hero who wants to be a Bollywood star, and of course who can't afford to wear those kind of clothes. So I imagine him in white trousers which are greased and soiled, in a red t-shirt which is a bit torn and ragged, a yellow scarf which is also really dirty and filthy, his hair greased with car grease, with old grease from some motorcycle that he found somewhere. And that kind of a character. And so in order to portray this approach to the play, Xenia suggested that I include his name in the title, and there it is, Teresa and the Slum Bum.
Your lead singer, Fleur Dias, is a very good singer. Was she your first choice?
Fleur did the job of Mother Teresa perfectly, because I was looking for a singer who had, who portrayed qualities like simplicity, honesty, and devotion to her cause, belief in her cause, in a simple but passionate way, And no, she was not my first choice because I had not even heard about her. And there was this singer from Bombay who had started recording the part of Mother Teresa. And incidentally, she was the only singer that I was paying. Because number one, she was a professional singer from Bombay. And number two, because she had so many songs to sing. And she had to come down from Bombay. So of course I gave her the airfare to come down. And she recorded half the musical And then I was going to come back to Porto, finish the rest of the musical, and I told I was coming back in October. It was October somehow, I remember. When I went back, was it 1 year ago? I think so. And then when I went back, she refused to come and record the second half. Can you imagine someone doing that for a musical, especially on a pop or rock album? You can have different songs being sung by different singers. But this singer had sung in a musical where you can't change the character halfway, and she was the only one being paid, and yet she refused to come down and record the rest, and she refused to return the money, although I told her that the money was going to the poor. I can't believe people like that. And then I realized that she was never meant, to portray Mother Teresa, not a character like that. I didn't want a person like that. And I was really desperate because I didn't know where to go next. And until there, I had felt guided, okay, to put it simply, in every step that I took in this musical. But there I was really hitting a blank wall, and I really didn't know where to go next. When suddenly I was suggested to listen to a video by this singer. It was a cover song that she had recorded and she had posted. And I heard that and I realized that that was exactly the kind of voice that I was looking for. The kind of voice I just described some time back. Whereas the first voice, I must say, it was a fantastic voice, but a very diva-like voice, which sounded fantastic, but somehow it wasn't Mother Teresa. And this one was perfect. I just hoped that besides singing cover versions, she would be able to sing absolutely new compositions, because it's not the same thing. It's easy for singers to copy a song, an existing song, but you give them a brand new song and they have to sing it in their way. They have to bring in the emotion, they have to bring in the feeling. Most of them can't do it. But she came for the audition, and I think I recorded her singing a few verses of 3 or 4 different songs just to see how she would sing, and she was like 75% there already in the audition. And I just knew that she was the right person, and I went ahead with her. Recording every song was a piece of cake, because she was perfect. And so no, she was not the first choice, but she was the best choice. Thank you, Fleur.
You have many international singers singing for you in this album. Did you plan it or was it a coincidence?
Oh, that was absolutely planned, because all these characters are international characters. I could not have a Goan or an Indian with a fake British accent trying to pretend that he or she was a British doctor or professor. Or I found an Italian to play the part of the Pope, who gifts Mother Teresa his Lincoln Continental car. I found a Frenchman to announce the French award that she received. It was intentional, and I was lucky to have found the right people again for the right part. An American to sing the part of the American prize presenter, the guy who gave her all the American awards. It all worked out perfectly. And of course, my friend Sai Parandikar, the Mr. Ponytail from Margao, did a perfect job as the Indian announcer. Oh, it all fell into place in such a beautiful way.
Are you happy with the response that you have received for this album? What was the best compliment that you received, and by whom?
I'm very, very happy. It's been launched in just a fraction of the way that I've planned for it. Up till now, it's mainly launched in Goa and in India. When I say launched, I mean publicized and stuff. I have more international plans for it, which I'll be unfolding, part by part. The response to it up till now has been great in Goa and in parts of India where it's out already. And the praise, there has been a whole lot of praise. All you have to do is go to my Facebook page or pages and check it out. One thing I'd like to say is that a lot of people have been saying, Remo, you're going to be blessed by the poor, you're going to be blessed by Mother Teresa, you're going to receive rewards from God for what you have done for the poor. I like to tell them that my reward, I already got. The reward was being able to make this musical. I don't believe in doing such things expecting returns, like a fixed deposit in the bank. You put in a fixed deposit and you get interest. No, man, that's not the way to do things. Whether it's prayer, whether it's good deeds, don't do them because you're going to get something in return. Being able to do something for others is your reward.
Now that the album is released, what next? You had mentioned that you're going to write your autobiography. Will that be next?
Yes, but after a big break. And my autobiography is on the cards because, again, it's something that I started years ago. I started it years ago and I wrote, I think, about 3 chapters. And then I stopped because of something or the other. And because I used to be really busy in those years. Now that I'm less busy, I have time to do the things which I really want to do. And it's a great feeling. It's a very fulfilling feeling. So yes, eventually I will get back to my autobiography, but it will be after a well-deserved break. 3 years is not a short while to work on one project single-mindedly and single-pointedly. So I'm going to take a big break, and until then.
Since you are fluent in Portuguese, are there any plans of coming out with a Portuguese album?
Não, eu acho que não vou gravar álbum em português. Sorry. No, I don't think I'm going to record a Portuguese album. But you never know. I just might. But there's no plans. But there's no plans to record one. No.
Do you still follow the politics of Goa? Are you happy with the political and the social scenario in Goa?
Oh, I think it's perfect. I think it's fantastic because the people have got exactly what they wanted, right? It's a democracy, so whatever's happening in Goa has been the people's mandate. Why ask me only about Goa? The whole of India, it's a democracy, one of the biggest democracies in the world. So whatever's happening is the people's mandate. And if you're thinking, while I'm answering this, in case you're thinking about the politicians who have sold themselves from one party to the other, well, that is also the people's mandate because they have voted for politicians who are capable of selling themselves. What else do you expect, man? It's perfect.
Are you aware of the political scene in Portugal? Do you follow their politics?
You know something? I'm not interested in politics anywhere, actually. I don't follow politics anywhere. What I follow is what's happening around me. What a government is giving and doing for its people. That is what concerns me. I don't care about the politics. I don't care which party it is. It's about what is visible and tangible in a country. And in Portugal, I'm happy to say that the roads are perfect. Anywhere I go, from the north to the south, from the east to the west of the country, on the biggest highways to the smallest lanes, the roads are perfect. I turn on a tap. I've been here for 5 years now. I turn on a tap. I never have to ask myself, is there going to be water today? In the beginning, I caught myself thinking all those things. I turn on an electric switch, and I never have to hope that there is electricity today. I go to my studio to record. I never have to hope that there's electricity today. The internet, the telephone has always worked impeccably. Not one breakdown in 5 years. Not even a 1 minute or 1 second breakdown in all these facilities over 5 years. And the people are nice and warm and courteous and respectful of each other, respectful of nature. That's the most important thing in the world. A government and a people who are respectful of nature. It's no use going and adoring God in man-built structures by following man-written books. Mother Nature is made and created directly by God, from the smallest grain of sand to the biggest, whatever, mountain, or whatever, you know. And if you cannot respect that, if you keep on destroying Mother Nature directly, created by God, and we keep on praising Him through man-made things, it doesn't make sense to me.
What is your normal day in Portugal like?
I don't have a routine, I don't have a routine. I don't have a very typical day, except that I try to go to the gym 3 times a week, 3 days a week. And on the other 3 days, I do some yoga at home. And on the 7th day, I rest and I freak out and I pig out. Okay, those are the set things in my days. And that's about an hour of each thing. Okay, but other than that, luckily the days are very varied. I do whatever I feel like, and whenever I feel like, because I'm one of those lucky guys who has never worked in an office, never had a 9 to 5 job, but I've worked more hours than an office goer all my life. Okay, because my work is my passion, so I don't have any timings for it. I work when everybody else is fast asleep. I sleep late in the morning because I sometimes record till 2 or 4 in the morning, and my days are very varied. And I feel that I've never worked a day in my life, because when you love what you do and when it's a passion, it becomes play. It's not work. And in my case, it really is play because it's music. Then I love my work and I love my life.
Anything you would like to end as a final note to your fans in Goa and in India?
Bora Mare, everybody fine? Keep well, be happy, like my friend Sukorin says. And what else would I like to say? Do what you believe in. And that's it. I don't want to give you sermons. You know what you have to do. Just do it. Bye, and thank you very much, Maria.
I hope you've enjoyed watching this interview of Remos. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you.